Hi! Today I'm going to be doing a plushie makeover, but not just any plushie, a Squishmallow! Now I didn't just get one, no way. Not just two, but three. Before I got these, I had actually never felt or hugged a Squishmallow, and they are the softest. I can't even explain. They're so soft. Squish, meet Tyrus, Selma, and Lovisa, my three new friends. What do you think of those? They're all a family, Leo. I've seen a few friends here on YouTube do this. Graveyard Loon, Nerdy Crafter, Mariah Elizabeth. If I left you out, I'm sorry. Without further ado, let's get on in to the makeovers. Poof. Seriously, Leo, I was about to film. Hey you, loafing around. First up to bat, we have the lovely Lovisa. I believe she is some sort of lizard. You can see her body is a pretty pinky purple tie-dye with a cream belly and this wild fluffy mohawk. I'm gonna try my best to give you the best makeover ever, okay? The first thing I did was prep the bunches of flowers. So for this, I just popped the flower off of the stem. Whoa! And I wanted to make sure that I had enough of the light colored ones because I did try those darker ones. I'm glad I got more than one bunch, but I definitely only needed 2 instead of 3. I also removed the leaves, as you saw, which will be part of her design as well. I did pop off the spiky part, but not the long part that goes through all the petals. If you notice, the flowers are actually held together by this, so all the layers of petals would just kind of crumble apart and I would have to like sew them together or glue them individually, so it was much easier to just leave this piece. And you can see that I poked holes directly into the fabric of her, and this is no big deal. It doesn't rip her or break her in any way because the glue is going to help bond that in the first place, but this fabric, it doesn't really fray, so it's okay to have these little tiny slits that I made with a pair of scissors. Once everything is nicely arranged, I'm going to use a hot glue gun and some mini glue sticks, and I am going to individually glue down each flower to attach it to the fabric of the Squishmallow. Don't, that's hot. I like to use a high temperature hot glue gun so the glue stays workable for a little bit longer, and this way I'm able to glob it up the best that I can and then have a few seconds to be able to stick that down without it drying beforehand. Also, you will notice that Leo the cat does hang out with me when I do this. I make sure that I watch him around the hot glue gun, but he is allowed to play with the flowers and walk around. After all the flowers are glued, I go ahead and work on the leaves. Instead of having a bunch of 3 for some, I do cut off a leaf and just have 2 like I am doing here. I continued to apply leaves, and these are not glued down quite yet. I just wanted to place them to see where I thought they looked best. And then I did attach everything. I really tried to make use of the darker flowers, but I still didn't like it, so I am placing lighter ones up in her hair at the top of her head. And then we are going to move on to fabric paint. So I'm gonna turn her around and, well, first we're mixing some colors, okay? It took me a while, especially since I ended up getting it on my sweater. Oh no, it got stuck, and I hope I can get this off. I went really quickly to rinse it off with cold water and it mostly came out, you can barely tell, but now I gotta change my sweatshirt because this is a terrible feeling. Oh, okay, let's try this again. It's finally time to mix the paint. For this part, I wanted to color match the leafy olivey green color of the leaves as best as I could. I think I used about 9 colors in total for this, and I ended up with a lot more than I needed, but it's better than not having enough. Painting on fabric that's soft and fluffy is really strange. Like, it's kind of fun and relaxing, I guess, but it's also weird because the fabric, the fibers of the fabric, they move in different directions, and it's kind of difficult to get that smooth in some areas. You have to really play around with it to get it all to move one way. I had to be extra careful to not get paint on the mohawk. But if I would have, I probably could have snipped a little bit off. But luckily, we didn't have to do that experiment. So I am now going in with a tiny detailing brush all the way around all 3 of those stripes. Some of the paint was brand new. I took the little foil part off the top. I'm not having good luck with this paint today because look, I kneeled in it and it's all over these. So they're strictly going to be art/pajama pants and it's no big deal. I'll still use them. And we are going to add a little bit more detail to the front. I thought this would make her look like she is from one of those magical forest families. This is a silver glittery fabric paint and it's one that has a detailed tip, so it comes out really thin. Then I tried to basically copy that onto the other as a mirror image. I'm happy with it, and then I put these 3 dots above each eye. Kind of looks like a sort of eyeliner or makeup. And here she is, our little forest fairy creature. It just looks like she should be frolicking in the forest and spreading happiness. That is the vibe that I get from her. Pause! This is a brief commercial break to finally announce my very first merch launch. Yay! We have these spooky cute Halloween stitches as well as pastel stitches. If you want to buy anything, especially in time for Halloween, go on over to saralynshop.com and you'll see everything that you can order. I'm modeling the classic hoodie here. It's very soft and warm.
I'm so excited.
Next up is my guy Ty, the why is that so hard to say sometimes? The sushi chef. He's an excellent sushi chef. Really? Cool. I like sushi. Spicy salmon. I love spicy rolls. What should we do? For Tyrus, I'm going to use felt. I am just cutting this strip. At this point, I'm folding the piece that I have in half, hot dog style, the long way, and I am going to cut fringe in that. Leo was having a blast while I was doing this, so I got a little distracted. Can I have that back? Oh no. No. But I did end up continuing and finishing the cuts all the way down to the very end of that piece. You can see the fringe on both sides, but it doesn't go all the way through. I went ahead and laid that on the darker green felt and cut a strip the exact same size. And I'm going to also cut a piece from the lime green one that is the same size, followed by this orange here, and that is, as you guessed it, going to be the same size. Okay, so we have 4 colors here. With this orange one, I'm going to apply glue at the end and I'm going to fold it over. I'm putting 3 colors inside, so I'm taking that into account and just, you know, I don't want it to be too big and thick. Move on to the lime green one, and for this one I'm rolling it all the same way instead of doing the accordion flip-flop. Then for the dark green I decided to do fringe, so the same style that I used for the white. And here's where I noticed it was way too thick for a sushi roll. That's just way too wide. Imagine trying to fit that whole thing in your mouth. As you could see, I cut everything in half. This way the pieces aren't as thick and I can get 2 sushi rolls out of these instead of just 1. Basically half the work, so I don't have to do everything all over again. I like when stuff like that happens. So once the 3 colored pieces are glued together, I'm going to take the white and glue that around, starting with just a little bit of glue at a time. Roll it a little bit, add some glue, roll it a little bit more, add some more glue, and keep going so it is pretty tight to the roll. After that part, I did cut another piece of white felt and I'm going to glue black fabric around it just to give it a little bit different of a texture. I didn't use black felt. I do want to make sure that it's the same width, maybe just a hair wider than the white part of the roll. And then I'm doing the same exact thing, just adding a little bit of glue and rolling that around slowly. The end is a little bit of a challenge because it got kind of bulky and the glue looked messy, but I didn't feel like sewing this one or changing the way that I did it, so I'm going to hide that part later. Off camera, I made a second roll, so there are 2 of them. Another element that I want to add to Ty to make him look authentic is an apron. I tried to look up images of authentic Japanese sushi chef aprons. This one's not going to look exactly like those, just a warning. And I also didn't iron it, so it's a little bit foldy. I thought it would be kind of funny if Ty has sushi hands and that's how he chefs. So like that is what he works with. So a sushi chef with sushi roll hands. I mean, it looked better than the eyeballs, I think. I also have quite a few pairs of chopsticks from when I do sushi takeout. They give me extras sometimes. So I have this set from Nagoya and I'm going to use these to incorporate into the design as well. For the apron, I actually had my mom sew this. She was really nice and helped me since she came over. I know how to do it, but yeah. She really saved me a lot of time. I did seal the ends since it's ribbon and it frays. I used some clear nail polish. That way it won't unravel and get ruined. The apron I can tie and untie, so tie, no pun intended. But yeah, I was a little bit indecisive when it came to the design of this Squishmallow in particular because I didn't want to do anything too permanent. I really loved the idea that I had for Lovisa. I think she's really pretty, but I just didn't know if I would end up liking this long term. So I did not attach the sushi rolls permanently. I just have duct tape holding these on and they're kind of holding on for dear life. So this is just an idea of what I thought I wanted it to look like, but it's all removable. So I guess this Squishmallow design is for those of you who don't want to permanently transform your Squishmallows. If you want to do something like make them clothes or make them accessories, this is more up your alley, I'm sure. Here we have Ty, the sushi guy. I think he's pretty cool, styling and very talented. Go Ty, go Ty, go Ty. Okay, bye. The third and final makeover is the very large and in charge Selma the skunk. What do you think? I think Leo likes her the best. I'll let you be the judge. Oh, okay, bye. But Selma does have a very dark secret. There's a lot wrong with her, mainly this. Oh, you are a mess. I just touched it. I just touched the, oh, I don't know. I didn't see this when I first hugged her in the Walmart footage. It kind of looks like snot. It kind of looks like someone had like a piece of candy in their mouth and like, also a piece of thread came off the tail. There's something weird going on with the stomach seams. I have an old toothbrush. Can you focus on the toothbrush, please? Unknown, uncharted territory of a stain. Let's scrub it up dub. So much cleaner. Now I'm gonna dry this and then we're gonna get to painting / making over. I'm using slick paint to create an abstract design on Selma's stomach. It's really helpful to be able to make imprints in the fabric with my fingernail to use as a guide for the lines. After putting these 4 colors in place, I'm filling in the blank areas with soft matte fabric paint that I mixed myself to match the outermost lines. I allowed everything to dry before moving on to the next step, which as you can see is yarn. I'm going for a half and half look yet again here, but I'm using slightly lighter colors so the belly design remains as the main focal point and really pops. Also, attempts were made to add even more detail to Selma. However, I didn't like how any of this looked, so I didn't stick anything down. Still, something was missing. That stripe on the tail. It's just too boring. So, more slick paint designs it is. Side note, I paint on so many different things here on my YouTube channel, so if you enjoy this video, please check out some of my others. Also, check out Graveyardloon'S channel for more Squishmallow makeovers and really creative 5 Below customizations. This video was heavily inspired by those series, and Loon's art designs deserve to be seen by as many people as possible, so I promise you will not be disappointed. But maybe after you subscribe to me. Please and thank you. By the way, which Squishmallow makeover from this video is your favorite? Leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye! Squish doos.